Hi guys, welcome back to my Let's Play SimCity 4 series on Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia. So, just right now I'm just zoning the water pipes in my city, and I finished the most part of the city layout of the capital city. So right now I'm just fixing the last, making the last touches of the city before, finally the most exciting part comes out, where I actually start the simulation and watch the buildings grow. So, this city is a very, a very big city, and I've made this city very quickly, and I've speeded up the process. So, this city is not very organic, and it isn't made to be organic because I wanted it to look a bit like Kuala Lumpur, or at least be inspired by it. So right now I'm just building a large recycling center, and there's a plasma plastification plant for my garbage needs in the future, and some oil power plants. Well, there's some nearby residential districts, so they'll suffer a bit, but who cares, because this is SimCity and I'm the mayor. And as you can see here, I finally finished my city and lay out the relevant industrial hubs and the residential and commercial zones. So I'm just fixing my water issues right here and building water pipes so that every part of the city is covered. And it's already mid-February, so I know everyone is eagerly anticipating for the upcoming SimCity 5 series. So, well, of course I'm very excited as well. But then, of course, in a new series, there's always things that you will miss in the old series like SimCity 4. Well, I wouldn't say there are a lot of differences. Of course, there are some variations, and there are some improvements to the game, and some things that we will sorely miss in SimCity 5 that was in SimCity 4 and stuff like that. Because games do improve, and it's up to the designers to decide where they want the game to progress. So one thing is, of course, there'll be no more water pipes, for better or worse. You can save some time not building the water pipes, but then we do miss this huge water pipes, channeling water to our city. You can just imagine the water pipes like oozing out water to every zones. And if the mayor doesn't decide to build a water pipe at some corner, then the ticker will start flashing, ding ding, we have a lack of water and stuff like that. So we'll miss all these things. And it's the same for power, because I don't think you have power lines, because the road acts as power lines. So if you have different towns interspace between each other by forests or very large empty piece of land, there'll be no issue at all as long as it's connected by a road. So we'll miss these things. But these are smaller things, smaller issues of the game. There's of course many things I want to talk about SimCity 5 that we'll miss. Right now I'm just building some fire station to touch up my city, and it's not the fire station that we'll miss in the city, I mean SimCity 5, but really some of the more intricate details of the city. Like for one, in SimCity 4 you can actually design the different buildings, the plugins and the mods, game modifiers to the game. You can make a fire station with a very large radius, and then actually redesign a fire station. But in SimCity 5 I doubt we can do that, because it's all controlled by the game designers, and they have a different game engine, so you can't tweak it very easily. And what's more, it's online, so there are all these restrictions and stuff like that. And then as you can see here, I'm just gonna build my police stations, and every time I build these police stations, there's always a little gap that I can't fill up, because I'm lazy and I do not want to build too many police stations for my Sims. So there's always some places where it's not covered very well. In the new SimCity 5, it's not really a circular area. It's more like the roads. So the nearer the roads are to the police station, the greener it gets, and then the further it is, the more red it is. So there's less police coverage. So it's a bit different. So if you have too many roads, I'm guessing that the police can't cover it very well. So it's a bit more realistic and stuff like that. well, in whatever ways, I do believe that the game will improve because there's new interfaces. The game is so much more user-friendly as compared to SimCity 4, because back then in SimCity 4, I realized I have to figure out the game from scratch. Even though I played SimCity 3, I always went bankrupt and then I didn't know how to build my city. I always started building all the civics and stuff like that. But in SimCity 5, there will be a guide, there'll be walkthroughs to, teach you at least how to play the game. And then the Sims will ask you, to build a power plant, to build a water station and stuff like that. But of course, there's always this temptation to overspend and then become broke. So I guess after some practice, people will learn how to be more prudent and then exercise some financial judgment so that the cities won't get broke so quickly. But I doubt it'll be so easy to be broke as compared to SimCity 4, because in SimCity 5 you have another aspect of the game, which is the specialization of industries, which I like because okay, let me think how to put it and catch my breath. Because in SimCity 5, you can actually build different type of industries where you can specialize, like in real life, where different countries specialize in different goods. So you can build a city that is very petroleum based or manufacturing based, or you can build a casino city, which I think many people do because casino cities have a smaller issue than petroleum cities, because petroleum cities or manufacturing cities have more pollution, which are harder to handle. While casino cities, the easy way to solve the problem is to really just build more police station with more facilities to keep the crime under control and stuff like that. So, this is just one aspect of the SimCity 5 game that I like. Well, even though it's a lot more simplified than SimCity 4. Well, why do I say it's simplified? Because as you can see in SimCity 4, you can design such complicated cities with the NAM and stuff like that. But in SimCity 5, if they don't allow all these transport tweaks and fixes and all these roundabouts and avenues, then you have lesser choices, so your roads will be more normal. You can't build like underpasses, overpasses, bridges, and subways and stuff like that. So there are lesser choices as much as there are more choices. So we'll be losing out on many different things while also gaining more user interfaces and a closer touch to the Sims actually, because in SimCity 5 you realize that your Sims interact with you more, even though it's a bit mechanical, a bit scripted, like the computer is programmed to tell the Sim what to tell you, because like if you lack water then you need to fix a water issue. But it's a more down to earth approach of doing it, or should I even say down to earth, but like in the past it used to be a news sticker that tell you need to build more schools, but now it's like the Sims directly telling you need to build more schools. So it feels as if the Sims are really there, and you can actually see them protesting at a city hall if they are not happy with the budget of the medical center. Like right now I'm just fixing it, or the education center. So the aspect is more realistic, and you can actually see the Sims where they are going, like not just your own Sims in SimCity 4, but actually like every Sim. You can actually click on the car to see where they are working, where they are shopping, and where they are going back to home. So you're actually like a stalker in the game. You can actually see where everyone is going and see how your city is functioning. You can even see them walking over to or not walking there, driving over to the neighboring city to go and commute and work and stuff like that. So there's a lot of improvements to the game, and I'm really looking forward to it. And of course, one major improvement is the graphics of the game. As it's already 3D, and of course you will have nicer graphics, and the shops and the commercial houses, the commercial offices and the houses will look nicer. But at the same time you also lose out because you do have this type of nice design, like the fountains that former people that play SimCity 4 design for you. Like this very huge Lake Mojo beach park that I've downloaded from metropolis that look really very nice. So this is like some holiday resort of me the mayor beside my house. And of course, like there are many custom fountains that people have made and stuff like that. So of course I'll miss all these beautiful buildings and stuff like that. Even the monorail station is very unique in its own design. So I'm secretly hoping that SimCity 5 will give many more types of design of each of the schools, the hospital, and the building, so that it doesn't look so boring, you know. Not like you only have one type of police station building, but many types of different designs that you can actually choose from, so that you make your city, you know, more unique from others. You know, like your city can be like different from other players, but at the same time you actually see the same type of buildings that come out, the police station, the oil power station, the schools, that actually look identical. So it doesn't feel very nice, because in real life you know that each of these buildings are unique and different. So I guess that's one thing that SimCity 5 the designers have neglected or purposely left out, because it will probably be too tedious to fix on, or you know, actually make many different skins of all these schools and stuff like that. While they have actually chose to, you know, focus on the more irrelevant details at times, because sometimes you can actually see like the water or the power flowing through the roads, which I don't really care actually, because like it's just a very minor detail of the game that you actually watch the power flow for a while, and I'll just go back to my city building, so it's not really very important to me. What's more important is actually the choices that I have in my city, like the types of building that I can actually build in my city, like this plasma gasification plant, or actually the city design that I built, you know, like I want this highway to loop right now, or I want this highway cloverleaf interchange, or I want a highway to, you know, have a bridge over the road, or the road to, you know, have an underpass over the highway. But I can't do this in SimCity 5. While actually in real life you actually have many of these intricate and complex city designs, because of the lack of, you know, I don't know how to say, they just probably neglected this fact, or they do not really want SimCity players to, you know, meddle around with their game and build this type of, design these buildings without having, you know, Maxis to have collect royalties from them or stuff like that. So these are the things that I'll sorely miss in SimCity 5, and I won't be able to, you know, go back here and, you know, enjoy these little buildings that people have designed for me, and it's really very beautiful. I'll miss these bus stops that people have designed, this utopian bus stop that looks really elegant for a 2004 game or 2003. So actually this game is very ahead of its time, so it took quite a long while for them to redesign SimCity and relaunch it again. Well, I just hope that it won't be a major disappointment. Actually, I don't think it will be, but I guess, you know, for avid SimCity gamer like me, who has played the game for so long, of course I'll miss some aspects of the game that, you know, they have missed out or they purposely choose to neglect. So as you can see here, you know, my avenues actually look more formal as compared to SimCity 5. While the graphics of SimCity 5 is significantly improved, but at the same time, I realized that, you know, sometimes they look a bit very cartoonish and stuff like that. So it doesn't feel very serious actually. It feels like, you know, a game that you can just create anytime you want. Well, actually, you can actually create any game you want at any time, but you know, SimCity 4 is like serious business, like start building a city. So, you know, it gives me this sense of formality wherever I play this game. You know, I'm a real mayor and I need to design this city properly. And SimCity 5 doesn't give me this type of feel. It feels like some sort of like cartoon game where you can actually destroy your city if you want it to. Of course you can destroy the city as well, but I don't know, it's a very different feel from what we have here right now. So, you know, if any day like SimCity 5 is actually a major flop or disappointment, you know, I'll be here making videos at the vanguard of the old SimCity 4 that we all will sorely miss by March 2013. Well, if we don't miss this game, you know, I'll be making SimCity 5 videos. But I think I'll make both, I don't know. But if time doesn't permit, you know, as it is right now, because I'm serving my army in national service in Singapore and stuff like that, so it'll be quite difficult for me to make so many videos during the weekend. I have many commitments, and right now I'm just going to save my city. So I don't know how it'll go, I just hope that it'll be fine. And one thing I like about SimCity 5 is that they actually kept many of these data views. Although they simplified it by a lot, but you can actually manipulate many of this stuff. I hope they did keep the taxes and stuff like that, the tax rates. So you can actually like play around with these different data views that they have, and like check out how the police station or the schools are doing. So it gives you a very huge control to your city, a lot of autonomy, and just looking forward to playing the new game. So right now I'm just going to destroy my manufacturing hub, and hopefully more industrials come out, like more high-tech industrial instead of manufacturing industrial. So I'm still having some difficulty catching up with my expenses. That is ever rising, so I just hope that the more profitable buildings come out quickly, more houses come up. So it will take some time because I paused the game, and I will unpause it in a moment's time. So right here I'm just going to put some nice parks for my hospitals, which I like to do, give those patients some space to walk around downstairs and stuff like that. Well, don't you think I'm a very good mayor? Alright, so the city is growing and there's a lot of things coming up. Because the city is growing too quickly, so I have many reward buildings unlocked at once. This is not very uncommon, given that I actually rush through this city. But what I wanted to do for Kuala Lumpur is actually to build a bustling metropolis within a very short time, while actually retaining the essence of the city, which is not very easy. But I wanted to do that with these large houses and offices, or at the same time leaving some places for small houses and small commercial shops in the city. So it probably looked like some very huge downtown and stuff like that. So as you can see, a lot of things are coming up, and the water pollution is very high. It's slowly creeping up. So I really like to watch large buildings come up because they are really very nice to watch. As you can see here, there's a very huge building here, which I don't think belongs to Kuala Lumpur actually, but doesn't really matter. I'm finding a space to build a water treatment plant. So right here I have a very nice slot for my water treatment plant. So here it goes, and cheers to the reduction of water pollution. So I actually left this space out for my future airport, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna build my airport later on. And right here, because of the low demand of industrial zone, I shall build some residential zone, to allow more Sims to live here, like some redevelopment. And right here, because of this huge space that I have blocked by the bus stop, so I shall actually build like a common space for all the Sims to enjoy. And 3 pond doesn't look that nice, so I just gonna change it with different parks and stuff like that. And like in Singapore, because of the huge population density like KL, so we often have many large public spaces like parks and stuff like that. We have the integrated resort, the Sky Park, and we have a lot of things actually for many Singaporeans to enjoy. But we often lament that is too complain, or that is too expensive and stuff like that. So, and also it's too crowded for the people because the population density is too high. So when the population density is too high, you also have problems with healthcare, with the schools, because they need more capacity. So in essence, SimCity 4 is also a reflection of our real life, because like my country Singapore, we are now debating whether should we have like 7 million people in our country. That's a lot considering our space is very constrained. We only have like 700 kilometers square of land in Singapore, and yet they are asking so much foreigners and workers to work here for our benefit. While I understand that because we need people in the healthcare and education sector, that some people should, like nurses and teachers and stuff like that. But at the same time, and also foreign workers for our train stations, our future infrastructure to be built, because no Singaporeans want to work in this type of lower level jobs. But at the same time, we need to balance the needs of the Singaporeans, because we do not want to be crammed out and lose our identity as Singaporeans. We do not want a country or city like Dubai where there's too many foreigners, and then you feel very left out in the city and stuff like that. So we need to balance our priorities right, and manage the population growth properly, which I hope the government will do in the future. So as you can see here, we have a similar issue here because the population is bulging very quickly, so our infrastructure will really be strained very quickly. And I apologize for my stuttering tongue, probably because I haven't done commentary in such a long time, so sometimes I do slur, and then I don't know, my tongue just get jumbled up. So as you can see here, this is my zone view. There's a large industrial hub at the northwest of the city, but every part of the city has some industrial hub for the residential zones, so that Sims will have a place to work. And similarly in SimCity 5, you can see all the Sims going to work in the industrial zone or the commercial zone. So it'll be a very interesting sight to behold. So I'm looking forward to that. It's more different from the fictional arrows in SimCity 4 where they tell you where your Sims commute. Even though it's a very nice idea, but it's not realistic, for a very large commercial office to have just commuters from a few large houses. It probably has like commuters from all over the city, but they don't really show it that way because it's too complicated and stuff like that. So in SimCity 5, they took the liberty to really like show where every sim goes to work and shop and live in and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. So I just hope that the new SimCity 5 game has more variety. What they have lost, what they have lacked, the creativity, the design of the city in SimCity 4, and then the customizable buildings in SimCity 4 that they didn't really make or allow the players to make in SimCity 5. I hope they do compensate with more user-friendly interface, more tweaks to the buildings. You can upgrade your buildings and more different types of industry specialization, and more quests to have fun, and more ways to cooperate with different players in the online interface, like help each other in firefighting, or have different quests to like build different buildings or achieve different targets or hold an event together, like some sort of world conference or what like that. I think that would be so much more exciting than what it is right now. So I'm really hoping that they will focus in that direction and think of new ideas for the upgrading game for the upcoming SimCity 5. Only time will tell, how many of these surprises they have for all of us. I do hope that there are many, and it'll be more hands-on game than this. Not that this is not hands-on, but really like you can actually go down to the city yourself and decide what you really want to build or what you really want to do, or the different type of quests that you want. And you can actually like capture the soul of the city, because in SimCity, you realize that you can engineer the city, but you can't really capture what the Sims are thinking, like what is their culture, what is their way of life, as it is in many real cities around the world, like Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, like that. This is like the essence of the city that you can't really capture in a city building game. So I really wish that they have this type of things like carnivals and parties for the Sims, what the Sims do, or like have some sort of street parade and stuff like that, which they briefly touch on in SimCity 3, but they left it out in SimCity 4. So I don't know, only time will tell when finally we can try out the game by itself. As you can see, the air pollution is very bad, so I need to fix it by demolishing some oil power plant. So I'm just hoping that SimCity 5 won't be a disappointment. It's a very long delay between 4 and 5, the time that they take to make the new franchise. And in between they make many stupid games like the SimCity World and the SimCity Social, which really like kills the essence of the game itself. So I really hope that they do improve and catch on the feedback of the players and improve the game even more. So as you can see, I'm just going to build an advanced research center for the high-tech industries. So you realize I have a very lack of space, so I always need to demolish some roads in order for the buildings to click perfectly in my city. So this really sums up this episode of my SimCity 4 commentary series. I hope you enjoyed my analysis of SimCity 5, my dreams for the game, and my disappointments and what I look forward to. I think you all have understood what I've thought about, and I think many of you do share this same worries and hopes too for the game. When a game has been there for very long, the expectations are high, so people usually expect more than what the game can give, and it usually end up being a disappointment. But I hope it won't be the case for SimCity 5. So I'm just looking forward to it, and if it really fails, I'll always come back to SimCity 4 and continue making my videos. If it's a great game, I'll just move over and make more videos of SimCity 5. And I hope to see you all in the new game, and I don't know, have a good day and good time building your city, and take care of yourself, and like my Facebook page, and do check out or do look forward to more videos of my Let's Play series in KL. I shall finish this, and I shall have a new series featuring a new organic city from scratch. So I shall build a small town in a very large rural area, and then a very large city further away. So I just hope that I can show you all the results which I've been making recently. I just need to add a commentary, so do look forward to my new cities, and I really look forward to making more videos, even though I'm very busy and stuff like that. So as you can see here, SimCity 4 has so many nice buildings. I wish that SimCity 5 will give us lots of many nice design buildings as well, and lots of liberty to design our cities, and of course a larger city size, because many people lament that the city size is too small and stuff like that. Well, I do not know what to say, but just have a good day and see you all soon, and take care of yourself.